Hello everyone, this is B. Sandhya Rani, Government Degree College, Mahbubabad. Already before classes, we discussed about the coordination chemistry. We discussed in before classes what are the terminology we are used in this coordination chemistry, and some theories are proposed by some scientists like Werner's theory and Sedgwick theory, and yesterday class we discussed the valence bond theory. Now we are going to discuss about the crystal field theory. Our topic is crystal field theory. The crystal field theory and the valence bond theory are not one and the same, and these are different. As per valence bond theory, the bond formed between the metal and ligand will have a covalent character. But as per crystal field theory, the bond between the metal and the ligand possesses ionic in character. To explain the drawbacks of the valence bond theory, that is the explanation of the color, magnetic properties, and some other properties of crystalline substances, Bethe and Van Wyck in 1930 proposed and developed this crystal field theory. The crystal field theory was proposed by Hans Bethe and Van Wyck. Crystal field theory assumes that the interaction between the metal ion and the ligand is purely electrostatic. So, further, the valence band theory was able to successfully explain the formation of the geometry, the magnetic properties, and other properties of the complex compound discovered up to that time. Because of this, crystal field theory was restrictedly used by the physicists only. So, in 1951, different theoretical chemists used crystal field theory to explain the spectra of the complexes formed by the transition elements. The development and application of the theory to complex compounds increased extensively. Therefore, many properties of complex compounds could be explained more successful than the valence bond theory. So, salient features of the crystal field theory. As per this theory, the bond between the central metal atom and the ligand in the complex will have ionic character. This will be present as ion-ion attractions between the positive metal ion, the negative ligand ions, and as ion dipole attraction between neutral ligands and the positive metal ion. That is, the central metal atom or ion is surrounded by the various ligands which are either negative charge or neutral molecule. The electrostatic interaction between metal ligand. So it is a electrostatic interaction between the metal and ligand. So this is purely ionic nature. Ligands behave as points charges. Example, central metal atoms have 5 degenerated orbitals, that is dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square, dz square. This theory based on the basis of d orbital of the metal and the electron present in it. This means that the effect of ligands only on the d orbitals of the metal is taken into the consideration. The properties of the complexes therefore depend on the distribution of electrons in the d orbital influenced by the ligands. So here the 5 degenerated d orbitals are there, that is dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square, and dz square. The d orbitals are free Metal ions are degenerated. They all possess same energy. The d orbitals split as per energy by the influence of ligand field effect, and they lose their degeneracy. This is known as crystal field splitting. This crystal field splitting of d orbital is the main basis of the crystal field theory. So here the d orbitals, degenerated d orbitals plays vital role in crystal field theory. Splitting of d orbitals in octahedral, square planar and tetrahedral complexes. To understand the crystal field theory clearly, we must know the shapes and spatial orientation of d orbitals in transition elements. In the figure, we already shown how many types of degenerated d orbitals are there. The 5 d orbitals of a metal are designed as a dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square and dz square. The first 4 d orbitals contain double dumbbell shaped electron clouds. For each of these d orbitals, there are 4 lobes. The last d orbital has 2 vertical lobes and at the center a soccer-like structure. The 4 lobes of dxy, dyz and dxz are spatially distributed in between the corresponding Cartesian axes, that is xy, yz and zx. The group of these 3 d orbitals is named as a T2g group of orbitals. The lobes of dx square minus y square, dz square orbitals are centered along the x, y and z axis also. The group of these 2 d orbitals is named as Eg group orbitals. So dxy, dyz, dx are noted as the T2g orbitals and dx square minus y square dz square are named as a Eg group orbital. So the 5 degenerated orbitals are classified into 2 groups, that is T2g group and Eg group. The ligands in the orientation pair of the metal ligand complex approach the metal ion. In this process, the electric field is formed around the metal ion. This is called crystal field. The energy of the d orbital increases as a result of this crystal field. Let us examine the octahedral complex ion. For example, titanium, hexafluorotitanium 2 minus. We take an example. In this complex, the titanium is presented +4 oxidation state. Therefore, 5 orbitals in it are vacant but degenerated titanium or titanium 4 plus. The orbitals possessing same energy are called degenerated orbital. The energy of electrons in any of these 5d orbitals is the same. Thus, in the free state of the metal, all the 5d orbitals are same energy. But if fluoride ions, the ligand ions, approach to the titanium ion, the energy of the d orbitals increase due to the crystal field produced by the ligands. Hence, in the presence of ligands, the entry of electrons into d orbitals of the metal ion is associated with high energy than the entry of electrons into d orbitals of the metal ion is associated with higher energy than the entry of electrons into the free ion d orbitals. So, but the 5 d orbitals are degenerated in the higher energy state also. But the state of d orbitals of higher energy is an imaginary state. This is because all the d orbitals of the metal cannot be of same energy in presence of the ligands. This reason for this, the different spatial orientation of the d orbitals around the nucleus. Hence, as the ligands approach the metal ion, the d orbitals of the metal ion are not subjected to the same crystal field, and these orbitals are split into energy wise. So, let us know how the degenerate orbitals of a metal ion split under the influence of octahedral, tetrahedral, and square planar crystal fields. Let us know what is the salient features of CFT. When the ligands approach the metal ion, due to repulsion forces, the degeneracy of d orbitals is destroyed and they split into two groups. Already we said that, of different energy levels, that is T2G and EG orbitals. So in this figure we are shown that the isolated atom ions of d orbitals are split into two groups, that is T2G. T2G contains dxy, dyz and dyz, whereas come to the EG group, dx square minus y square and dz square. Like that, they split into two groups. This effect is called crystal field splitting, or delta 0 or 10 dq. The difference between these two levels is known as the delta 0. In octahedral complexes geometry, the 6 ligands approach to the metal ion along the Cartesian coordinates x, y, z. Among these 6 ligands, 2 approach along x-axis, 2 approach along y-axis, and 2 axes along with the z-axis. Since the ligands approach in the field along the axis, the orbitals are oriented along these axes, that is dx square minus y square dz square, interact or repel with the ligand orbitals and reach the higher energy state. Higher energy state. In contrast to this, the d orbitals dxy, dyz, dxz are subjected to less interaction with the orbitals of the ligand. Hence, their energy is relatively lowered. So, here in the figure it shows that dxy, dxz, yz is a low energy level, that is the T2G level reaches the 3 orbitals, where higher energy EG is reached the dx square minus y square dz square in octahedral complexes. The EG group orbitals and lower energy to TG group of orbitals. So, the value of the EG group is plus 0.6 and the T2G group is minus 0.4 delta. This is the splitting in octahedral complexes. The splitting of degenerate d orbitals into different groups of orbitals of different energies under the influence of crystal field is called crystal field splitting. This is the most important aspect of crystal field theory of metal complexes. The difference between the energy levels of these two groups of d orbitals arising as a result of d orbital splitting is called the crystal field splitting energy, that is CFSE, crystal field energy. This energy differences is denoted by a delta. Here the delta is shown in the figure. The energy of Eg orbitals after splitting is increased by 0.6 delta, and similarly the energy of T2g orbitals is decreased by minus 0.4 delta compared to their energies before splitting. The symbols 2Tg, T2g and Eg are obtained from the group theory. T denotes the triply degenerate and electron denotes the doubly generated orbitals. G is obtained from the German word Gerade. Gerade in German language means symmetric. That is the T2g means triply degenerated symmetrically. So some complexes, for example, in octahedral geometrics like hexacyanoferrate or hexafluorocobalt, the electron distribution in the orbitals in these complexes depends on delta value of the complexes. We will learn about this later. So we see that in octahedral complexes, degenerated d orbital splitting into two groups, that is T2g and Eg. T2g contains dxy, dyz, dxz, whereas Eg group contains dx square minus y square and dz square. The T2g value is minus 0.4 delta, whereas come to the Eg group is 0.6 delta. Then salient features of crystal field theory. Due to repulsion, the orbitals along the axis of ligands acquire higher energy, while those lying in between the ligands acquire less energy. It doesn't show the overlapping. From the crystal field stability energy, the stability of the complexes can be known. Some definitions are quoted here. First of all, we go for the crystal field splitting. Splitting of 5 degenerated d orbitals are called crystal field splitting. There are two types of splitting is there. One is T2g group and then another one is the Eg group. In octahedral structures, these possess different in compared to the square planar complexes, like that. We will discuss later. Crystal field stabilization energy, that is CFSE, already we know that is the change in energy achieved by filling up electron in orbital in complex metal atom is known as the crystal field stabilization energy. That means when central metal atom enter into the ligand crystal field, they split into two groups. The difference between the two groups is called as the crystal field stabilization energy. Next, high spin complex. Greater number of unpaired electrons and hence higher value of resultant spin and high magnetic moment also. That is the character which compounds are called as the high spin complexes. Then another one is the low spin complex. These complexes have a lesser number of unpaired electrons and hence lesser value of resultant spin and less magnetic moment. That is, these compounds are called as a low spin complex. And another terminology, that is pairing energy. The energy required to pair two electrons against the electron repulsion in the same orbital of a metal atom is called as a pairing energy. Then we will discuss about the application of CFT to tetrahedral complexes, how they split into the tetrahedral complexes. Even though it is a little difficult to imagine the splitting of d orbitals in tetrahedral geometry, it is easy to understand the splitting pattern if the tetrahedral geometry is assumed to be in a cube as shown in a figure. The four corners of a tetrahedron occupying four corners out of 8 corners of a cube as shown in the figure. The x, y, z axis go through the centers of the opposite faces as shown in the figure. Here the axis are there, x, y, z. Ligands occupy at 4 corners of the cube, and the central the metal ion is situated. This is the structure. In the octahedral complexes, the general formula of octahedral is mx4 to the power n. The metal atom or ion is placed at the center of the regular tetrahedron, and the 4 ligands are placed at 4 corners of the tetrahedron. Ligand approach the central metal atom in between 3 coordinate axes like x, y, z. Let us examine how the d orbitals of the metal are influenced as the ligands approach to the metal atom or metal ion. As the ligands approach the central metal atom, the d orbitals of the metal oriented in between the axis more under repulsion by the orbitals of the ligands than the d orbitals oriented along these axes. Therefore, the energy of T2g orbitals increases. The energy of Eg orbitals decreases. So, be shown in this figure. In case of strong field ligands, the electrons prefer to pair up in Eg orbitals, giving low spin complexes, while in case of weak field ligands, the electron prefers enter in high energy, that is T2g orbitals, giving more unpaired electrons and hence form high spin complexes. Here the energy Eg group, in this figure we show that in this figure the way 5 degenerated d orbitals are split into 2 groups of d orbitals. The energy difference between these 2 groups of d orbitals denoted by delta T, that is tetrahedral. The energy of Eg group of d orbitals here is Eg is 3 by 5, that is minus 0.6 delta tetrahedron, lower than the energy of the unsplit degenerated d orbitals. The energy of Tg group of d orbitals, that is 0.4, that is 2 by 5 delta, higher than the energy of unsplit degenerated d orbitals. So in this way, the d orbital splitting in tetrahedral geometry is opposite that present in octahedral geometry. But tetrahedral geometry does not possess the central symmetry as octahedral geometry. It is for this reason generally G is removed in expressing in the 2 groups of d orbitals. These are written as E and T2 instead of Eg and 2Tg. So, there will be no direct interaction between the d orbitals of the metal with the orbitals of the metal with the ligands as shown earlier. Unlike in octahedral geometry, only 4 ligands are present in the tetrahedral complexes. In the coordination sphere, the crystal field splitting energy of the tetrahedral geometry is therefore less than that of the octahedral geometry. This tetrahedral splitting delta T, that is found experimentally to be the 4 by 9 of the octahedral. Since crystal field splitting limited, tetrahedral geometry is less. The delta value in all tetrahedral complexes is less than the energy required for the electrons to be paired up. Therefore, the distribution of electrons in the split d orbital takes place as per Hund rule, resulting in the formation of high electron complexes. So, suppose it follows Hund rules, they form the high electron spin complexes. That is, some examples of tetrahedral complexes, for example, tetrachloronickel, tetrachlorocobalt, like that. The electron distribution in the different d orbitals in this type complexes, like that pairing will be shown in the figure. This complex contains 3 single electrons, hence it exhibits paramagnetism. The d orbital splitting in the 3 types of geometries is comprehended below in the figure. For example, here show that lower repulsion and the greater repulsion, that is high energy and the low energy. While d orbitals are free ion, the ground state, it should be degenerated d orbitals. When enter into the crystal field, they split into the Eg and T2g. T2g is the 2 by 4, that is positive energy. This is opposite to the octahedral. Here Eg is the negative energy, that is minus 0.4, whereas T2g is the plus 0.6. In metal complexes, the magnitude of the crystal field splitting depends on the nature of the ligands forming the complex. As per the metal, the oxidation state, the coordination number, the principal quantum number play significant roles. As these increases, delta value also increases. Similarly, the same metal ion, when complexed with different ligands, exhibits different delta values. The value of delta depends on the strength of the ligands. So the ligands which produce greater division are called as strong ligands, and intermediately divisions are called intermediately ligands. The splitting ability of the common ligands is experimentally determined in the ligands are arranged in an order on the basis of the ability. This is called spectrochemical ligands. Applications of crystal field theory in octahedral complexes. For example, the octahedral complexes, the general formula is mx6 to the power n. The metal atom or ion is placed at the center of regular octahedron, while 6 ligands occupy the positions at 6 vertices octahedron. The 2 orbitals, the dx square minus y square and dz square, has the axial greater repulsion, and dxy, dyz, dxz are less repulsion. The 5 d orbitals lose degeneracy and split into the 2 point groups when the ligand crystal field will be arised. The group of T2g is the lower energy, while Eg group have a higher energy. In octahedral structure, we already discussed that. That is the dxy, dyz, dxz belongs to T2g group. The value is the negative value, that is 2 by 5, that is 0.4. Whereas come to the Eg group is dx square minus y square and dz square belongs to this Eg group. The value of that is 3 by 5, that is plus value, that is 0.6 delta. So in this is the splitting in octahedral structure. When come to the tetrahedron, here this is completely reversible. Here the degeneracy orbitals when split into the T2 groups, the E group, already we said that we donate as E only. So here the E group contains dx square minus y square and dz square. This is a negative value, that is 0.6 delta. Where come to the T2 group, it belongs to dxy, dxz and dyz. This value is the 2 by 5, that is plus 0.4. This is a completely opposite to splitting in octahedral compared to the tetrahedron. This is a splitting. Application of crystal field theory in octahedral complexes. Experimental calculations show that the energy of T2G orbitals is lowered by 0.4 delta or 4 dq, and the energy of EG orbitals is increased by 0.6 delta or 6 dq. The energy difference between T2G and EG orbitals is shown as delta or 10 dq, which is crystal field splitting energy. That is it is called CFSE, crystal field splitting energy. CFSE increases with the increasing strength of ligands and oxidation state of central metal ion. Here in this table we shown some electronic arrangement of CFSE like that. For example, one electron arranged in the presence of weak ligand, it suppose number of d electrons is 1, so it is entered first, less energy, it will follows the Hund rules, that is T2G group enter into the 1 electron. Where come to the electrons present in strong field ligand, the electron enter into the T2G group. After that, suppose if there are 4 electrons is there, so 4 electrons is there, when presence of weak ligand, the electron into follows Hund rules, and first it arrange a single electron, after that all filled d orbitals, then only it will be paired up when presence of weak field ligand. But in electron arrangement in presence of strong ligand, they are forced to pair up. So suppose there is 4 So suppose in presence of weak ligand, the electrons will be follow the Hund rule. After that they arranged a single electron in all orbitals, then only it paired up. But compared to the electron arrangement in presence of strong ligands, it will be don't follow the Hund rule. Again is the Hund rule, they paired up in the T2G group. Then the limitation of crystal field theory. It does not explain the s and p orbitals. It does not explain the pi bonding also. And the crystal field theory is more quantitative in approach compared to the valence bond theory. This is a merit. And it considered both the metal ion and the ligands as point charges. So the limitations of crystal field theory is the CFT considered the metal ligands bond purely an ionic bond. This is not in true in all complexes. It does not explain this character also, and it does not explain the s and p orbital. It also does not explain the pi bonding also. Cannot explain partly covalent nature of the metal ligand bond also. And spectrochemical series, water is the stronger ligand than hydroxy group, which is not explained satisfactory. This is the limitations of the CFT theory. CFT predicts that the octahedral complexes are more stable than the tetrahedral complexes, but there are many tetrahedral complexes which are more stable. This is due to other reasons. These reasons not considered by the CFT. This is the limitations of crystal field theory. Already we know that the spectrochemical series, the arrangement of various ligands in the decreasing order of their field strength and the splitting power of d orbitals of the metal is known as the spectrochemical series. Strong field ligands have the higher splitting power of d orbitals, hence higher crystal field splitting energy delta 0 value will be, while weak has the weak crystal field splitting energy. The field strength of ligand does not depend upon the geometry of the complexes or nature of the central metal atom or ion. The spectrochemical series is the decreasing order of the field strength of some of the ligands. First of all, the carbonyl group, and then cyano is greater than ammonia and is greater than EDTA, diamine tetraacetic acid, tetraacetate, and the water molecule is greater than hydroxyl group is there. Next, fluoride is there, then sulfide, and lastly chloride is there. So this is the series depends on the power of splitting the d orbitals and is called spectrochemical series. Already we discussed that if ligand is strong ligand, the splitting is more and the CFSE value will be more. The spectrochemical series, an arrangement of ligands according to their ability to increase delta for a given metal center. For example, weak ligands are there, that is bromide, iodide, thiocyanate, chloride, azide, fluoride, like that, hydroxy, oxo, oxide, water, thiocyanate, like that, nitrogen cyanide, thiosulfide, pyridine, ammonia, ethylene, bipyrimidine, phenyl. Whereas come to strong ligand, nitro, phenyl, methyl, aryl, that is benzyl, cyano, carboxyl. These are the strong ligands. Suppose the metal atom containing the strong ligand, the splitting is more, the CFSE value will be more. Where the metal atom contains weak ligand, it donates the weak crystal field and the stabilization energy will be the less. Further, this chapter will be closed. Today we discuss about the crystal field theory, how it is splitting in d orbitals in ligand crystal field. What is the crystal field stability energy, crystal field stability energy, that is CFSE, and how it is splitting in octahedral and tetrahedral. Today we are discussing all these things. So for this is end our discussion on crystal field theory. Thank you.